Okay. I asked my tarot deck, or my oracle deck, what do I make a video on now? And this card came out, the Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So, this is not your first time on Earth. You've lived many lives before, not necessarily just on this planet. You've incarnated in so many different solar systems, star systems. You've been here since the beginning of time, literally. And over time, we pick up on traumatic events that happen, and we hold them in our soul. We hold them in our energetic field. There's different soul patterns that we've continuously played out in different lifetimes. We've made contracts with different people on soul levels before we incarnated in places. So, for example, I made a soul contract with my boyfriend to meet him at this specific time and place. We set out how this is going to help us grow, where we want this to go, everything like that. We made this contract, and then we incarnated here at Earth. Some of these contracts and soul patterns aren't necessarily the most positive things. I know for a fact one of my past life soul patterns that I've kind of agreed to on a soul level is to play small, to not share my voice, to not speak out in terms of what I believe to be true, to not live authentically in my own truth, because in past lives I've been oppressed for this, I've been killed for this, I've been hung for this, many negative things. So that's why it's taken me so long to build up the courage to be able to share this kind of information, because I've never known anything except for sharing this information and then being shot down for it. And a lot of these things can keep us held back, keep us torn. For example, like if you've ever had a traumatic relationship, which I know I have gone through, you made a soul contract with this person before you incarnated for everything to play out exactly how it played out. But these contracts may not get ripped up unless you know what they are. So you need to kind of like go into your heart and kind of evaluate, who do I have a soul pattern with? Who do I have a soul contract with that is not serving me anymore? So for example, I have an ex in my past whom no longer serves me, and I knew instinctively that I had to go into a meditative state. I needed to meet with this person. I needed to say thank you, I forgive you, I love you, goodbye, and then I needed to, along with this person, rip up this contract and burn it so we could both be free. Because in cutting these cords with people, because yes, you have energetic cords that are with anybody you've ever met, talked to, slept with is a big one. Also, if you slept with people, literally just anybody in general, you have energetic cords to cut. You have parts of your soul that are fragmented that you need to retrieve. And I highly suggest looking up different methods of soul retrieval, because I know that's been a pattern in my life, is kind of escaping myself by externally looking for sexual pleasure in other people, and in turn that in a way stole parts of my soul. Parts of my soul were taken by these people through the energetic act of sex, because it's more than just pleasure, it's a complete energy exchange. And it's very, very, very important to cut these cords. Very, very important. You may have old ways of being that no longer serve your highest good. I kind of took down a few of mine today, so I'm just going to read them so then people can kind of have an idea of like what these soul patterns are, so that you can learn how to let go of them. So some of my old ways of being were fear and anxiety, living in scarcity and lack. So that's believing that there isn't enough for everyone, there isn't enough for me, I'm not worthy of abundance, wherein the reality is the universe has unlimited abundance and unlimited energy to give to every single person. Everybody can have abundance. Nobody needs to live in scarcity and lack. That is a complete 3D programming. Lack of self-love and worth, playing the victim, blaming others, living in the past, playing small, and addictions. Those are just some of the old ways of being that I found personally no longer serve. So if you want to do some shadow work, which we like to call it in the spiritual community, truly take note of these soul patterns that no longer serve. Bring yourself into a meditative state, center your heart, ask your guidance system to help you. You can also call upon Archangel Michael to cut cords between any person, situation, or event that no longer serves your highest good or the highest good for all, and that can truly help you heal, because it's very important to heal these soul patterns and contracts and things from your past lives, because you can't fully be here now if those contracts and energetic cords are still in place. If your soul is still fragmented, you are not fully here right now, and you need to be fully here right now to continue on your mission. I'm not saying this in fear, but I am saying this with hope that this video will make its way to people who need to hear it, and truly help people kind of unbind themselves. In my Work Your Light deck in the booklet, there is a activation you can do to help you with unbinding. So I'm just going to read it now, and feel free to write this down, say it every day, hold your hand to your heart, whatever kind of works for you, because we're moving and shifting into this whole nother level of consciousness, this fifth dimension where, you know, these things no longer serve, and we don't need to hold on to them anymore, because when we let go of these things, we have so much more space for Source to speak to us, for us to follow our true purpose and true mission. So at any point where you feel like you need to release any soul contracts, patterns, or past lives, you can say this, or once you've written down, sorry guys, there's so many dogs like out here, and I love dogs, so I keep getting really distracted by that. Anytime you feel like you need to release anything, you can say this: I release all old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I came to be here in the present time. I carry the lessons, the growths, and the gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, unbound, unbound forever. I really hope this video reaches people who need to hear it the most right now, because I feel like releasing and understanding kind of what soul contracts are is very, very important, because a lot of people, and I know myself, when I first kind of awoke into all of this spirituality stuff, I had no idea that a lot of what played out in my life was because I had these contracts, because I gave parts of myself away. And now that I'm able to call back these parts of myself, I feel way more in power, way more in control of my life. I feel more free. I'm able to let people go that I didn't know that I would ever be able to let go. And I believe that everybody else can do this too. If you have any other questions about soul contracts, soul patterning, feel free to comment below. Feel free to DM me on Instagram, starseedsloan. Or if you want to do a tarot reading about your past lives, soul patterns, anything that you need to release, feel free to visit my website. The link will be down below. I have different tarot spreads. Any of the tarot spreads that I have on there, we can look into your past lives to figure out what you need to release. And I can also do online distance chakra healing, which can kind of take out these soul patterns and stuff. I can pretty much get a lot of this stuff out of you. So if you're interested, check out my website or send me a DM if you don't see the service that you're looking for on my website. Peace.